Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba. Let's continue on with episode 6 right after this. All right, guys, Brent here back with Variants, where we cover all things Marvel, DC, Lord of the Rings, anime, gaming, Star Wars, and more. This time, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba. We'll continue on with another action packed episode. This time, we'll be focusing on the one and the only Guillaume. As soon as I can figure out where to put my hand. Hey, look at that. Figured it out. Just took a little bit of know how, Napa know how, see how we can get things done here for Geek Variants. It's going to be an action packed episode. I want to give a big shout out, first of all, before we get too far into the stream, to all the fathers out there. Happy Father's Day. I know in the United States, especially, we are celebrating Father's Day. So, celebration to one and all. Thank you so much for everyone for being who you are and being the support system for your family that you are. Appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much, especially to those who have made a significant impact on my life or in your family's lives. Thank you from Geek Variants. But now, with that out of the way, now that we finished celebrating Father's Day, it's time for everyone to celebrate basically the father of all the Hashiras, Guillaume. This dude is one of one, and he's someone that we should all be very, very much worried about if you were a demon at any point in time. This dude is insanely powerful. He is one of one. He should be able to take out most of the upper rank demons on his own. His strength is almost unparalleled. His speed is insane. And I almost always forget Guillaume is not your average Hashira in many, many senses. Most Hashira are usually more in teenagers under the age of 21. People tend to be on the younger side of things pertaining to this anime. And then there is Guillaume. Guillaume is 27. This dude is significantly older than everybody else here. Him activating the Hashira mark is exceptionally more dangerous than it is for anybody else because the Hashira mark, the sooner you activate it, the more it drains your life. You only have so much life to give at a certain point, and that's why most Hashiras die within the first 3 or 4 years of the time in which they activate it. They usually activate it when they're very, very young, and they still pass away very, very young. So if Guillaume, at the age of 27, about 5 to 6 years minimum older than everybody else here, activates his mark, well, he's going to get that huge power up, that huge amplification, which he barely even needs because, like, truth be told, in my mind, he could take out at least three of the Hashira here in battle by himself. That's just the way this dude operates. But how much longer after the time he activates his mark will he be able to stay alive, active, and willing to be able to participate in the fights? That is the main question. Because even say, let's go back to everyone's favorite Hashira, Rengoku. If Rengoku activated his mark, he probably could have taken out Akaza. Rengoku was attacking Akaza, a top 4 demon, without the Hashira training mark. No mark whatsoever. And he was throwing down with the best of them to the point that Akaza was even worried about his life. But not only was he worried, he was straight up just like, look, you would make an excellent demon. That, I don't know how much higher of a compliment you can honestly give someone at that moment in time. That is the highest mark you could give. Giyu has also been approached about becoming a demon, but also Giyu is Giyu, so there's no way in the land of the rising sun that this would ever happen. He would never allow it to, nor would he even consider it because, well, it's Giyu. He barely even considers being a Hashira at times, so the fact of him becoming a demon would just be completely asinine at any moment in time and would spit on the face of this friend who passed away, defending him and saving his life during the Hashira training that was necessary to become the next Water Hashira. Now, with everything that's been going on, we've been dealing with Obanai, we've been dealing with Sanami. we've been dealing. Giyu didn't really have his training. She didn't have a training because she's focusing more on poisons and all the exciting stuff that comes along behind the scenes, trying to make sure that Muzan can be absolutely caged. And Muzan will be making an appearance in this episode. How and when, in the fashion in which he will do so, up to debate. However, my theory and my speculation before this episode gets going is he's going to be basically convening his demons, getting everybody on the same page, getting his plan in place, because he knows that everything is going on here and we're going to get some action coming along with that. They're not training just to, play patty cake and get to know each other very intimately. It's to ensure that the survival of his species versus the survival of the demon slayers. So it's going to be a crazy, crazy episode. Follow that up with later on today, we have House of the Dragons season 2 for you guys, which we will be live streaming that as well. I'm sure there'll be many, many channels doing so. So if you already have a channel that is already yours, feel free, watch them. There's tons of great content out there. We're not going to be one of those channels where we're telling you, hey, don't watch House of the Dragons with someone else. Go ahead and watch House of the Dragons, whichever channel you so desire. We at Geek Variants will be covering that later today. It drops at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time in the United States, or 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the United States. So that's going to be very, very exciting to see where they go with season 2. Episode 1 is supposed to be an absolute banger. Some of the channels that have early access because they have certain rights and certain privileges with certain companies, aka their channel is large enough that they can get these things early. They have found a way to get the episode early and basically get everything but the specifics of the episode up, and people are warning for huge and dark changes to the show immediately in episode 1. Don't know if that's like a narrative change or if that's just a stylistic change, but we'll see when that comes around in a few hours, because we'll be streaming Demon Slayer here now later on today. House of the Dragons season 2. It's going to be an action-packed day. It's going to be a full day. Happy Father's Day to each and every one of you who is dropping in on the stream. Appreciate each and every one of you who has helped make Geek Variants one of the great places to come and be a geek each and every weekend morning. Because, I mean, look, we had action-packed double headers, and shout out to my boy Will for covering another amazing episode of Kaiju number 8 for me, so I can stay up late and watch My Hero Academia with you guys and not be absolutely brain dead come morning time, because hey, a guy needs a certain amount of sleep. So huge shout out to Will for making that possible for me. The episode in of itself for Demon Slayer should be dropping here within the next 13 minutes via Crunchyroll. So at that time, I'll have the episode pulled up off screen. I should always warn everybody, we do not show any of the episodes inside the screen or inside these parameters. We do not have legal rights, authorities, or permissions to do so. So we shall not do so. I do not know where you can stream it freely, so do not ask. Go ahead and have this thing pulled up on the side, and we can talk about the episode together as things permit and as things go along, just so we're all on the same page. I'm not trying to lead anybody on. I'm not trying to get anybody's hopes up. I want to be very realistic with you guys, because I've had people hop in the stream or post in the comment section post stream, hey, this is a guy just talking about the show. Yes, that is the definition of a watch party. A watch party, you watch along together off screen. A watch along, you watch together on this one screen that I am showing. But if you don't have the legal rights, permissions, or authorities to do so, it is illegal. It is frowned upon. You can have your whole channel taken down, and that would be the end of it. And after almost 3 years of work on this channel, the last thing I'm going to do is get just a bit reckless, just to encourage a few more viewers on the stream. So just so we're aware, I will not be showing the episode in this confines of this, because we don't have legal rights, permissions, or authority to go ahead and do that. Just so we're all on the same page. But we will be talking about this episode. I'll have a breakdown a little bit earlier, because if you will join the live stream, I'll give you basically the full-on review of what the episode will pertain to during the episode once everything's over. So you get to see the recap episode early. That is kind of like the sole bonus of being here, other than the fact you can hit up the comment section. Let me know what you think. Let me know what's going on. Animes you want to talk about. Star Wars, you wanted to talk about. The Boys, you wanted to talk about. My Hero Academia, you wanted to talk about. Kaiju number 8, you want to talk about. I didn't watch the latest episode of Kaiju. I still got to catch up on that one. I just kind of took like a personal time off for that one yesterday after the episode dropped. I heard it was amazing. I will circle back and be caught up very, very shortly. So until then, I'll be continuing to hit that refresh button. As we get closer and closer, I just wanted to give people time to slowly file on in, get comfortable with the style and format of everything that is going on, and then we can move on from there accordingly. So happy Father's Day to all marching in. Happy Father's Day to those coming on in. Don't know if that's just a US specific holiday or if that's a worldwide holiday. That's my own ignorance showing. But happy Father's Day to those. We will have Demon Slayer here today. We'll have House of the Dragons later on. It's going to be an action-packed doubleheader for live streams. The live stream for House of the Dragons will be starting at 5:30. Some channels are starting a couple hours earlier. And hey, hats off to them. Fantastic way of ensuring that you can have a great time getting to talk and know your community and kind of build up some rapport. Because the last thing I'd want to do is just be up here and say, hey, my opinion is the only one that matters, because it could not be further from the truth. Could not be further from the truth if I wanted to be. Episode's got about 10 minutes, guys, about 10 minutes. So if you guys wanted to go get a drink of water, wanted to go get some snacks, get yourself some breakfast, whatever the case may be, or dinner, depending on the time zone in which you are at. I know we have a couple friends and a couple fans who are in, the good old UK or around the world, whose time frame is just a little bit differently, and they'll be having dinner as we are getting set to watch and to enjoy all things Demon Slayer. All right, see what we've got coming up. I'm very excited, waiting for basically the episode name to drop so I can kind of get some early work done here pertaining to the thumbnails or anything of that nature a little bit earlier. Wanted to make sure we got all that good stuff coming up. Can you tell me what's going on? Demon Slayer episode is dropping in 8 minutes. 8 minutes will be when the episode drops. So that will be when the episode is happening. The episode will be focusing on Guillaume, and there will be a special guest appearance from the one and the only Muzan Kibutsuji. So things are going to be very action-packed in this episode. There's going to be a lot happening. So it'll be on Crunchyroll or Hulu in the next 8 minutes. We will be having the stream play off screen. So if you wanted to do a live watch along, I'd have it pulled up on your phone or your other monitor. Don't know how your guys' setup is. And we can talk about the episode as it goes along. We do not show this any of the live action stuff as it's going on screen because it's illegal to do so. There are other channels that are willing to risk that. By all means, give them a shout out and then, watch along with them. No harm, no foul. I won't feel any kind of way about it. It's definitely understandable. Certain people like things done a certain different way. I'm not going to lose any amount of sleep over it. There's so many great content creators out there. I appreciate each and everybody's work, and will continue to do so as things, go on and play along as it does. Let's see. There's that. Everything's good. Sound check's awesome. Love to see that. I should have done that significantly earlier. Apologies for that. Hopefully everything's coming through crystal clear for you, the viewers. And let's see what else can be done for the episode. Not really too much. I'm still hitting the refresh button just in case it drops early. I want to be one of the first channels out there to have it, because it should be dropping in the next 7 minutes. And we'll see the one and only Muzan Kibutsuji and Guillaume. I was half expecting my boy Will to be on here. I assume he got caught up with something busy, and he'll be on if he is capable of doing so. But hey, no harm, no foul if he's not. How are we all feeling about all the great geek content that has been coming out this week? Between Star Wars The Acolyte, which I know tons of mixed feelings. I'm in the not a fan of it category, but some people really enjoy it. So I'm not trying to deter people from doing so. Some people will see our shorts and think, hey, you're definitely deterring it. No, I'm just stating my opinion, and you do not have to agree with it, nor do I have to encourage you to do so. If you like the show, you like the show. There's nothing I can really do or say to change that. The Boys had their 3 episode premiere on Thursday. I thought it was a fantastic get back to the season. I missed the gore, the shock value, the humor. Dark humor shows are definitely right up my alley. So it's very excited to see that The Boys have come back in all of their glory over on Amazon Prime Video. And then from there, we had My Hero Academia. Great episode. It was a bit filler for my taste. They're setting up, though, for next week's big battle. So that's kind of where my mind was at. So we're just getting all the pieces in place so we can finally have the brother versus brother showdown. That is Dobby versus his one and only brother that he actually will have any kind of interaction with as the rest of the show continues to go on. Because Endeavor, I mean, come on, the guy's not going to step up and be a dad. He hasn't been for a long, long time. Normal things can change in his mind or in his ability to do so. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that ultimately continues to unfold or play out in everyone's mind that we can possibly see or pertain to. And then Kaiju number 8 continue with even more exciting battles and even more great humor that the show is entirely known for, pushing things very, very far in terms of their envelope. And then today we have, Demon Slayer coming up here in a matter of 4 minutes. 4 minutes, everybody. Then the episode will be appearing on Crunchyroll, and then from there, House of the Dragons. Just a few hours from there, few hours post, we'll be circling back and covering that exciting show with you, the viewers. Very excited to see ultimately what that pertains. We've never done anything House of the Dragons live stream, so getting that up will be something I'm very, very excited to see how you, the viewers, react in live time to the episodes in of itself, because it's such a great show in my opinion from last season. I came in with minimal expectations. Heck, I even made a video saying why it would fail, and boy, I was I was wrong. I was definitely in the wrong camp on that one. That was my personal opinion, and I was definitely have to eat crow on that one and make an apology video at some point in time because everything turned out to be as amazing as it did. Still basically hitting the refresh button. Haven't seen much. Should be about 3 minutes out, and then we'll have some exciting action-packed Demon Slayer to discuss, talk about, and get to know on a more exciting basis than hearing me. Yeah, you're telling me I would love for this episode to start fast. I want this episode to start strong. I would like the training to be a little bit more action packed than it has been. Sure, character exposition has been great, but as far as everything else, you can't really rush how things are going to play out on this season, because this arc is more or less filler before we get to the Infinity Castle arc, where things really kick off into high gear and things go from 0 to about 100 as fast as humanly or even demonically possible. So it's an insane time overall. Come on, let's go episode. It's always like the last 2 minutes I'm most on edge about getting everything set up and making sure that everything drops as it should. Because they caught me the last 2 weeks with the early drop time that they did not announce anywhere. So I was shocked that every time I was like, all right, cool, I'm going to set up the stream early, make sure I'm nice and ready for the viewers. We can have nice conversations, nice dialogue. Boom, the episode was already up fully, and the entirety of the episode, which just drove me up a wall, because the last thing I wanted to have happen is the episode be up and we're not here live with the viewers talking about it. Takes away that valuable time I get to know each and every one of you. Still not up, working towards that slowly but surely. We'll see how things ultimately go. I'm hoping this episode has more action in the last couple of weeks. But as far as the animation quality or the story quality, the series has continued to stay strong and be minimally or not even remotely impacted by the fact that this arc is supposed to be more of a filler than anything else. What are we looking at here? Still only 5 episodes up. If this episode doesn't pop up on Crunchyroll within like the first 2 3 minutes, I'll be trying Hulu and seeing if that has it up because Hulu has actually been shockingly quick and adept with how their turnaround time is pertaining to their animes. Which, hey, hats off to them. If they wanted to make those correct moves, then I am definitely not going to be someone to sit here and complain about it at all. Let's see. All right. Come on. Refresh. Episode should be up. Still not quite. They're just going to hold it out for a bit longer, it seems like. But it was also, I literally just changed it at the minute changeover mark. So that could be on me. 8:45 is what they were looking at for the official drop time. So we are within a matter of seconds of getting this episode up and properly displayed. It's going to be a good time overall when this happens. So still on episode only 5. How are we looking on episode has just dropped. The strongest of the Demon Slayer core is what we have the title. And there's my pen if it work. The strongest of the Demon Slayer core. Going to be a good time. Let's get it going right now. Nosuke's been here for a good long while already. Episode is out. It is up on Crunchyroll. Watching it off stream. Well, off screen. So you guys can go and watch on the way. Zenitsu's fainted. Of course he has. Put him in the river. Yeah, well, Zenitsu had a good run. We won't be missed. Team Inosuke all the way. There we go. Cool. Everything's set up. Good to go. I wish they spent a little bit more time putting Guillaume in everything we have going on here, but or what's I'm looking for? Goma? Tanami's brother. He was a main focus a couple episodes ago. I wish they spent more time focusing on everything going on with him, but we are where we are with everything. So we're going to be able to see what the strongest Hashira, his mindset and physicality is like because he is head and shoulders above everyone, even with Moichiro being someone who's been able to unlock his own mark. So it's going to be exciting to see what happens when he's able to push himself to that next level. But also, it is fun noting how much taller he is than everybody else. But he is about 10 years older than everybody. The strongest of the Demon Slayer Corps on episode 6. Yep, and he's alive. How is Zenitsu's voice actor, Dobby's voice actor? Like, how are they the same? Like, that's incredible voice acting, but it is shocking to see. Oh, there's everybody else. Oh, everyone's basically struggling to survive. Huh. Does it need to? Stop acting a fool every time you're on screen. Did you just call Rock his mom? And then Tanjiro's the only one out here actually trying to fight the waterfall. Nope, nope. There he is. Inosuke. He's the last one standing. Of course he is. He's either too stubborn to realize what's happening, or he's completely zoned out about what's happening. Maybe he passed out. Oh, yeah, he passed out. Did you call me? I'm dying. This waterfall is breaking people emotionally and spiritually on so many levels. Also, a signal that you're conscious. I mean, people are falling unconscious during this thing. Nami, Namu Amida Butsu. What does that even mean? This is one of those moments where I wish I spoke Japanese and so I can understand what's going on here. It's like he's straight up demented. They're just standing under a waterfall. Even Tanjiro's complaining. Hmm. Both and the boar are amazing. And then there's still Zenitsu who's lagging behind, even though we know his incredible speed and prowess when he's not being a coward. Oh wow, a lot of time when Nosuke without the mask. And he ate the bone. Okay. King of the mountains. 10 fish. That's a lot of fish. I mean, fish is good though, so I mean, I get it, I guess. Hmm. There's no doubt that he's the strongest. Yep. Yeah, because he's on a whole nother level. And which strikes he has. He's punched me into the earth. Can you imagine just being a regular, just Demon Slayer core member, doing your absolute damnedest to be great, and then there's some dude dressed up as a boar, some blonde crybaby, and Tanjiro show up and just start outshining you? Yeah. Do you believe whatever you hear just like that? So me too. Yeah, that's a boulder. He's just moving it right there. This is a blind guy, just so we're all familiar. Him and Toph would have been an excellent power combo. Completely inappropriate age wise, but like they would have been cool friends. Is Zenitsu trying to take out Tanjiro? Because it's definitely working that way. Zenitsu is completely shocked by the level of strength there. Oh, Zenitsu's actually trying. And Zenitsu just washing away. Goodbye. Uh, what are they doing to these kids? This is wild. The boulder push. Like Guillaume was just doing because why not? I guess. Mm, yep. The spies of Muzan are on the move. Yep. She's watching the Demon Slayer core. Keeping an eye on everybody. Around 60% of this Demon Slayers, and they're all in the same spot. She's a problem. Muzan's just reading the paper. Just, hey, do you got a seven across? Okay. Why not? Why not? Let's try for these new devs. Definitely has a absolutely amazing like place to live. Mhm. He's literally just like, how about here? How about there? And she's just the ultimate receptor for his house. There's two more. How do these guys not know they're being followed by eyeballs? Hmm. Is he internally linked to her? I cannot remember. Because if you can figure out back tracing where they're actually coming from and leaving for their routes, you'll be able to find them. Come on, Tanjiro. Push that boulder. But also, he's like 14, so it's like, this is nuts. Oh, there goes the sandals. Dang. The struggle is real. Hmm. We're heading back down the mountain. We can't, we just can't keep up with this. Like, you made it all the way to the last training. Finish up. That would be very, very disappointing. Be like, where are you cowards going? What in the world? And there's Tanjiro giving them the positive uplifting that I wouldn't have. It would have been a tongue lashing of why in the world are you doing this to me right now? You're bailing on us right here, right now. But he's going to try and overcome this boulder alone. Where is Inosuke and Zenitsu? That's around the boulder. Everyone forgets that Tanjiro used to do this all the time. Food time. Something during this training session. What did you realize? Of Sugo. Why don't they? They must all run off. Why, like, what happened with that blonde guy? Just goodbye. I didn't like you that much anyway. Inosuke is double fisting rice patties. Son of a charcoal burner. That's a compliment these days. Well, that looks good. I'd eat that. This is why Inosuke keeps him around secretly. It's because of the cooking. It's not because he likes him or he didn't remember his name. Is it Hanjiro, Manjiro, Skanjiro? Like he's just gone through every different name possible for Tanjiro. Oh, he's having a nice little tender moment. Good for him. He's not gonna get it to move. There's no way. One episode? No, yep. So close, but not really. I wonder what he's the trick to doing it. Probably getting under it without like lifting because their back would just shatter. Hmm. Mm. Okay. Hey, is it just me? Kenya! Because everyone got separated under confinement. Because his brother was literally trying to go full Uchiha and be like, eyeballs. Kenya! Half of this episode is just everyone's eyeballs just popping out. Hmm? Yeah. Well, so everyone's just having going on. Cool. Good job, crows, I guess. Aren't you guys using repetitive motion? No, Himijima is not good at teaching. Enhance your concentration. Predetermined action. Because I think they're trying to show mental focus becomes physical strength. Like he's just watching him and that's not doing anything? Don't overdo it. All he's been doing is overdoing it. No, he's one of one. And Guillaume is definitely in his own way watching. Because it has been proven if you yell when you do things, you can be stronger. For some reason, vocalizing enhances your strength, which is wild to think about. It always explains why I'm always strongest when I stub my toe. It's still not going to work, but I mean, it's going to be closer this time. Heart rate, body temperature. But Tanjiro doesn't have enough anger in that little body. Oh, you got it to budge. You're such a good cook. Everyone's just calling Tanjiro mom. All these guys are so nice and cordial. Like you got it to move. Like you gotta get yourself upset about something. And there's a lot to really break down and everything going on there. Yeah. It's weird that Genya's just opening up, but it's really nice to see. When you remember why you're fighting for what you're fighting for, is what gets you fired up, Tanjiro. Because you're doing this for Nezuko and your family. So that's what really pushes him to that next limit. Because Guillaume is very hands off with his training. I feel like he's just literally watching and just kind of like whoop, in his own way, of course. I keep saying watching, like I'm not realizing that he's in fact blind, even though I know fully well that he is. Mr. Rengoku. Well, there he goes. The beginning of Tanjiro. He can get it activated, but he's not able to sustain it. I'm not gonna let him beat me. Yeah, you're right. Inosuke always has the right mindset, even though he's very, very dumb most of the time. He's still my favorite boar. Come on. Let's go, Tanjiro. Reactivate the mark. If repeating all this over. Because slowly but surely your body will acclimate and be able to get it going. There he goes. Heck yeah. Tanjiro, boulder mover. And everyone else is just, what the heck just happened? And he's like, I'm not done. Like when your bro gets that new Mac on bench pressing, and they just fully amped about it. Heck yeah. Moves on out here, scheming some petty schemes. He's still obsessed with everything going on there. Great episode. Again, I feel like Guillaume ultimately was just a tease to get everyone to watch the episode. But let's get the post episode recap thing up so everyone knows when they file in that they're getting spoilers. Episode recap. All caps. Can't be misunderstood. I hope. I hope. There we go. Post episode recap. So, all things being considered, another great episode. This time it was more focused on the mental over the physical. And sure, physical is very, very important when you're moving a boulder from one place to the other. But mentally, you have to be able to decide that you are capable of doing this. Otherwise, the physical won't be able in order to do so. If anyone's ever done like any kind of sports ever, you know they're rigorous, like 2 days, double ups, trainings, intense training sessions, whatever you want to call them, or whatever your sport usually calls them, where they put you basically through the absolute physical hell of things, torture week, hell week, whichever one you want to call it. And they basically mentally and physically try and break you and push you to be your absolute best. Tanjiro has already mentally been through a lot. He's been through more than probably want to say 90% of the Demon Slayer core, period. He's just been about that action, and he's, as the main character, is obviously going to be going through the most. Him being able to unlock his mark and hold it is all thanks to the friends that he's built along this way. People like Genya, who originally hated him and wanted to, take him out with a shotgun. Now they're like the best of friends and they're fighting for each other to ensure that, Sanemi, doesn't take out Genya at any point in time just because of his hate for what's going on with their family dynamic. With the training that has been going on, Zenitsu and Inosuke are still hanging tough with Tanjiro, but Tanjiro is kind of, in a sense, like Goku, where anytime you think, oh, he's peaked, there's no way he can get stronger, then through willpower, some level of training, boom, he's stronger. Goku usually gets more hacks, but Tanjiro, we always feel like has earned his step up. He's earned his promotion. He's earned being able to become more prominent in everyone's eyes and in everyone's mind. So it's definitely something cool to see. Guillaume was watching them for that brief moment in time. I'm very interested to see how that's going to be explained, or whether or not he was just trying to see overall how they're able to push their mark forward, because Guillaume, as strong as he is, as mentally, physically, and spiritually strong as he is, no mark, none. Tanjiro already has a mark, has already activated it, and has been able to sustain it at moments in time to help elevate him to the level where he's able to be semi strong enough to move these boulders, as where Guillaume is no mark, and Guillaume is straight up pushing these boulders effortlessly. Effortlessly. My goodness. Guillaume has been able to push these boulders around like nobody's business. Tanjiro, now through sheer will, perseverance, and a little know how from his friends, has been able to elevate himself, push himself to new highs, and be able to move things that otherwise he should have realistically no ability to do so. But he's been able to master himself, master his mentality and his physicality. And he's kind of become team mom because he's able to cook for everyone and he's emotionally taking care of everyone's needs, even though physically he's stronger than everybody else in the room. It's a sign of strength when you're willing to take that kind of role upon yourself and do absolutely amazing things for those around you. So Tanjiro, hats off to him. He's definitely stepped up. I didn't really find him all that likable when the series first started. Boy, was I wrong. He's a great character, very, very nuanced. Inosuke is still my favorite, but I will always have a soft spot for those who are stupid, but always try their damnedest to be a hero, as opposed to Zenitsu, who will try and bow out at any moment in time through cowardice or otherwise, and has to like pass out or be motivated by women in order to push himself to a new height and new limits in order to make these great things possible. It was a great episode. It was very exciting to see Tanjiro being able to physically and mentally put everything that he's learned together and kind of elevate himself, because look, this is a 14 or 15-year-old kid pushing a couple ton boulder like it's no sweat whatsoever. It's absolutely insane to see that this is happening. It's insane to think that he's capable of doing these things and he's strong enough mentally and physically to make it happen. But anytime you ever challenge Tanjiro and like you can't do this thing, he's going to show you exactly why he can. He's not one of those people that just sits down, gives up, calls it a day, and he's been able to elevate himself and the Demon Slayer core. Throughout all of his trainings, now that he's completed the final training, everyone has seen him, gotten to know him, everything about him, how he handles his business, how he thinks about things, how he cares about others, how he puts other people first. And that's given the Demon Slayer core hope, because the core beforehand was just, hey, we're going to be cannon fodder for Muzan. This is going to suck. This is the last thing we want to do. We're all going to die. Tanjiro shows up. All of a sudden, it's like, I can do this fight. I can fight for this core. I can believe in this core. I can push myself a little bit harder for this core, for this brotherhood, for these people that I care about. I can elevate everything that I have and everything that I am in order to amplify what's going on here, because I believe people like Tanjiro, people like Inosuke, people like Zenitsu, people like Genya, they're able to carry this core and protect us and take out the real heavy hitters here, because we still have the upper four and Muzan left to go. So it's going to be a required team effort activity in order to push things to these new heights, to these new levels of success, and able to really get this core to shine in the utmost capacity that they can do. Tanjiro has brought everyone together. It's been a beautiful sight to see. and he's been able to make sure everyone is doing the best that they can. It was a great episode. We're seeing that Muzan is scheming the best he can to figure out what is going on, what his former friend has got going in the works here, because he hasn't been able to figure it out at this moment in time. And while he's got some time, he's just been biting and trying to figure out a way to go after Nezuko and ensure that she is going to fall directly into his clutches, because now he needs her desperately more than ever, so he can step back out into the sun, which has been his whole pet project the entirety of the time the show has been going on. But he's been using a myriad of roundabout ways of ensuring that this could happen in any capacity. That being said, we're getting pretty close to finishing up the recap. I don't really have too much else to offer. If you're just joining in, be sure to hit that lovely red subscribe button. Greatly appreciate that. It's free, helps out the channel. We still have that 1,000 subscriber giveaway coming up for each and every one of you viewers. It's going to be an exciting time here on the channel. Follow on Twitch if you feel so inclined to do so. Later on today, we'll be live streaming House of the Dragons. We will not, again, have the episode up in the area of the screen here, just so everyone's aware. I don't want anyone coming in under false pretenses, but we'll be talking about the episode as it airs and as things continue to go on. So we'll have a great time as a group and as a community watching season 2 House of the Dragons premiere on HBO Max. I don't really have too much else to break down in the Demon Slayer recap. I will be doing the breakdown video and posting it here shortly, probably within the next 20 or 30 minutes or so. So if you miss a little bit of it, no worries. You'll be able to see the entirety of it in just a few minutes. Thanks, guys. I've been Brent for Geek Variants. I'll see y'all later for House of the Dragons Season 2. Have a good one.